a valiant soldier in the ranks. We've lost him to the female trickery of feminism, but it's okay. We're going to keep on pushing.
What's my mouth is your boy laughs. I made looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. Putting it in your face.
Oh, that was crazy. That's not where I thought he was going.
Wait, whoa. I ain't got no problem with dark-skinned girls. I bang them all the time. Wait, hold on.
How have you done it, Joe?
What is good? Back again. Another Saturday, another Marvel week, another episode of Make It Make Sense. I'm your host, the birthday boy himself, Monray Hudson. And of course, I'm joined by a colorful crew of collective comic book nerds. First and foremost, we have the Henny God himself, Unico Williams. How you doing today?
I'm well. Is this an okay enough time for me to make my announcement?
I don't care what announcement.
You got a girl that gonna clap it for Monray?
Maybe. On October.
So that one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it. And
World record for violations. As of October 2nd, I got with my family, and after coming into this game with the nickname Mr. Party Hard Jr., and getting a veteran status of becoming the Henny God, as of October 2nd, my family and I came together and decided that it's time to retire. So with that being said, we will be living a life of sobriety, complete total sobriety. And we are going to try and figure out who I am because I've been in the game for 17 years. That's more than half my life. And I believe that, it's time for me to figure out who I am without being the Henny God. So in the words of Kobe Bryant, my heart can take the pounding, my mind can handle the grind, but my body knows it's time to say goodbye. So goodbye, Henny God. Hello, Unico Williams. We're going to do things like work on podcast. We're going to try and be good people, and we're going to get girlfriends, and we're going to cheat on them just like normal people. So with that being said, thank you, and I appreciate everybody's support going forward.
Stop it. Get some help.
I thought it was a Marvel episode.
I already took that advice. I already took that advice.
That was for the last part. Normal people don't like cheating.
That's what I thought. That was normal activities.
Shout out to the scumbag himself. The Afro Comic 765. He may join us, he may not. We will see. And of course, we do have the gambler himself, Mr. Babyface. It is the Powerball Zell.
It's the Powerball Zell in the building, rolling odds, winning rewards, winning PCs. As we go. GC Mafia, put it in your face. Like, subscribe.
Have you won something lately?
Let's go ahead and get into it.
Not really, I'm saying. Texas done drained all my luck.
No, not Loki. But this is a Marvel week. And, Marvel had one job this week, and that was to release some fire content. So we're not even going to get to Loki. That's second, because there's more prevalent things that need to be talked about, apparently. First and foremost, there was a wonderful movie that released this week. It is called The Marvels. And mixed reviews, to say the least. Also, we're going to let you know over the course of this entire show, whether it be Loki or The Marvels, there will be spoilers. There will be heavy spoilers. We'll be discussing everything about these movies and these shows in their entirety. So if you do not want to get spoiled, kindly please leave a like, and you can skip forward or wait a little bit till we get to the Netflix trailers. But we will be spoiling everything about these movies, that's going to, in our opinion. So the Marvels came out beginning on Thursday, came out for a little bit of an early release. And the reviews for this have been mixed, to say the least. We've seen probably every kind of review for where the movie was good. It was a lovely breath of fresh air, good relaxing movie, not to be taken too serious. And I've seen that this is the worst Marvel movie that they have made. This is the entire problem with Marvel as a whole, and everything in between. Like, it has been pretty much the mixed bag that I almost expected to see when this movie came out. I've seen every kind of review. I personally don't think it's a bad movie. I don't think it's an amazing movie. I don't think it's like anything special, but I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's solid. I think it's a movie that you can go, not take too seriously. Get you a good laugh, get you a good, pleasant, enjoyable, simple plot, and gonna get it out the way. But I ain't gonna give you my full review. I ain't gonna steal myself out the way. I'm gonna start, from the bottom. Zale, what do you think of the Marvels?
It's not the worst.
I can't wait.
It's not the worst Marvel movie ever. It's just the most disappointing. And I'm gonna give y'all why it's the most disappointing. You simply had threads to make a great show, a great movie, and you took none of them. You're just like, okay, here's the threads to weave a movie, and it's perfect, but we not gonna put any effort into weaving the threads at all. And we just gonna make you happy by giving you something later on that makes you happy, that's gonna try to satisfy you, because we know we put no effort into this movie at all. We had the basic concept down. The basic concept was there. And they're like, yo, listen, we just gonna skip over that because the director gonna leave halfway through the movie and leave for 4 months. And then come back and forget everything she wrote to have the movie. So I'm like, you had Iman Vellani, aka Kamala Harris, and you have a chance to make her important and valuable, and you put her in something that you have written. You have Tiana Parrish, who was amazing, and you made her what? Why did you not make her important to the end? And then it kind of something happens in the end that makes her important, but you kind of like, oh, I thought she was a side character the whole time. Listen, the movie had a chance to be great. That's why it's the most disappointing Marvel movie I've seen. Samuel L. Jackson personality switching between movies is confusing now. I'm like, okay, he's serious. Okay, he's a killer now. Okay, this time he's a comedian who don't care if the world's in danger. This time he's like, oh, the superheroes got it, and then the other movie like, I don't need superheroes. I'm like, this just happened. We have to protect ourselves. They're like, oh, all the Marvel people save us. Let's go and let me have a bunch of cats, and we're gonna run around and spit them out on my laugh. I'm like, why is it? Are they not? The problem I'm having is it's not coherent, which is the reason I love the show we talk about later, because it's coherent through the first season through the second. And Secret Invasion and the Marvels and everything has a lot of inconsistencies in personalities, not only in story, but in personalities, which is kind of throws me off. That's before spoilers, by the way.
Well, that's his reviews. He says it's the most disappointing movie, but not the worst movie in Marvel.
Thor 2 Dark World is by far the worst movie they ever put out. I don't give. That is a horrible movie. That movie wasn't even disappointing. It was just bad from the beginning.
Unico Williams, rebuttal.
So I'm going to come from a space of not being a comic book purist, although vast knowledge of comic books, but not every single detail like my friends seem to have. My friends seem to be very deep and know every saga ever since 1954, which I don't even know how they did this, but that's okay. So coming from a cinematic a cinematic experience, I enjoyed it as a standalone. It's just a story. It's just one of many stories. Like they didn't stop making stories. Like Captain Marvel has lots of stories. I'm sure she can tell. I'm sure there's lots of stories about Monica Rambeau. I'm sure there's lots of stories about Kamala Khan. There's lots of stories. This is just a story that was told that happened to have them, which was very interesting from a standpoint of, I love the combo scenes. I love those. Like when they figured out how to do the switching and all that, I think that choreography was amazing. I don't know who trained this little girl how to fight, because I don't. She know how to slide and use her kicks and the whip and all that stuff. Her scarf, she would eventually get an upgrade on her uniform, but I don't know where she learned that stuff from, because I don't know. But I guess the answer is because, and that's fine. It's a movie. But I think that with the Monica Rambeau and Captain Marvel angle, I think they spent way too much time on something to me that I felt like was insignificant. Like, Monica, you mad for no reason, in my opinion. You're mad at her for no reason. I don't get it. You got blipped, to be honest. So let's not forget that. And you mad at her because she was off doing hero stuff while you was blipped. So I think that Disney did put Mickey Mouse put his little hands in it real quick with the whole song and dance. Captain Marvel is now a
Why are you
princess.
saying like you hated it?
I don't.
Yeah.
It was
Yes, you
it was
did.
just I didn't expect it, and it felt super duper out of place.
I like the whole movie just joined it for no reason.
That part of it was like, why is there a race of people that only know how to communicate by singing? And then you say that the prince is bilingual, so that and he didn't have to sing at all. So there was that whole thing. So there was that, and then of course
a lot of not explaining the stuff for no reason, just
that was just for no reason. And then the fact that there was a less evil Stacey Dash as their villain, that was kind of cool. She was a very pretty woman. She's just less evil than Stacey Dash.
Tom Hiddleston, wife, by the way, that plays Loki, that's his wife. And my problem with her is not her as a character, but they had a story that she had, and they just went over it for 2 minutes and just said screw it, and then she just showed up to move the plot along throughout the rest of the movie.
So there's that piece of knowledge that a regular fan would not know, because I was just watching a movie. So yeah, overall I thought the movie was okay, but I believe that was the best post-credit scene we've ever seen out of Marvel ever.
We'll get to that. Let me give
that's my review of the movie, is that movie was like and then you get to the post-credit scene, and that was the best part of the actual movie. So I don't know if that says a lot, but it also
says a lot. That says a lot.
I mean, no, I don't think it says a lot, because it's the biggest. It's the best one.
I don't even know if it's ever done. But we can argue. But if that's the biggest,
we can definitely argue that. We can definitely argue that one. Yeah, for sure. But there it is. That's Unico Williams' take on the Marvels.
Now, I mean, Monterey, I gave a little bit of spiel at first. To me, I don't have much of I have a problem with the movie, but it's not with my fellow co-hosts down here share. I don't really have a problem with most of the plot of the movie. They wanted to keep it extremely simple. They didn't want to go. I can see they didn't want to go too outside of the box, with their three main stars. They didn't want to go too over the top. They was like, you know what? Give a real simple story so that they can band them together, have a couple of subplots, between Monica and Kara, which I get it. Monica had a bit of a problem, like, baby girl, you left me. You wasn't there. My mom was already gone. You never came back. I feel her, but I didn't really feel that dynamic. Like, yeah, she was mad, but they didn't really. It's like, yeah, she was mad that, we get abandoned on a desert planet. All right, we cool. Share some hugs. All right, we straight. So I'm just like, they just like, they didn't really make me feel like that issue. It's like, okay, I got a little bit of a beef, squabble, hug it out, we straight. So I'm like, okay, it didn't really make me feel that pain that Monica really had, from all this. So I didn't really feel that as much. But it's because they didn't really
skipped over it.
Like they didn't really focus too much on it. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna really hold it, because okay, it was a little something, a little tiff. I bet that's about it, So it's like, so it is what it is for that. I don't know, it went full woke. They held back a lot. To me, I ain't gonna lie, like even the sing dancing part, like I didn't really have too much of an issue with it. I dang near expected it, because I'm just like, this movie from the beginning, I did not take it seriously. Like I didn't really take much of the plot or anything just serious. I'm like, this is relatively a lighthearted movie. So them having a sing and dance moment, shoot, I ain't even mad at it. Like that was one of the ones I enjoyed, not for the singing and dancing, but because Monica and Miss Marvel to the back of it. Actually, let me just say this right here. Let me say this right here. Without this girl in this movie would have been like a 4 and below.
It was trash. She carried this movie.
This girl, I don't know where Marvel has the ability to go out and scout and find talent that are relatively unknown, or we don't know their names a lot in mainstream media, but they have been able to find gems in actors out of nowhere. This girl, shout out to you. This girl is a wonderful actor. Like she makes you believe that she enjoys being Miss Marvel to every extent. She makes you believe that I love being this part. I really am Miss Marvel. Like her expressions, all of it. Like she brought joy to the movie, because those other two, whew, like I can't even hold you. Like Captain Marvel here. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like,
I don't even know what her personality was.
I did not feel a lot of I didn't really feel much emotion from her at all. Even the scene where she had a tear, I was just like, I didn't feel much of anything from her. Like, shout out to Iman Vellani, which is the actual actor of. If I'm saying your name wrong, I apologize. But she acted the mess out of it. She carried this movie 3 points alone. Like, her family brought life to the movie. Of course, with Nick Fury, a couple parts. Her family brought life to the movie. She brought life and emotion to the movie. Like, if she was not there, this movie would have been a 4 below. This movie would have been rough. So shout out
Tiana Parrish lines were all like written like they was a robot and AI.
Like,
and I'm like, how's she gonna perform these?
Even Monica Rambeau, like, she was like hit or miss with some of her parts. Some parts, okay, she rocking with it, she can feel it. And some parts, she's just like, eh.
It's like it written by AI. Go back and watch it, bro. It's like somebody wrote AI for her in certain scenes, and it was like the director, like, I'm taking off 3 months to not do this movie and do another movie. But here's the AI scene I'm gonna send to y'all to do. I'm just saying.
Like, I just like, to me, I was just like, it's okay, it's solid. Like I said, they weren't trying to do too much with the movie. And I feel them like, okay, you ain't got to do too much. You can be solid, you can be straight. We ain't gonna hold you too much. It's just, I'm cool. I'm cool with mostly, but
you had a chance to do Brie. You have a chance to make Brie Larson literally have a little girl that looked up to you, who is now upset with you, and a little girl that looks up to you completely, like full-heartedly, and they looking at you, and you feel like a disappointment, and you did not explore that story much at all. That's my problem. See, as a writer, that's my problem. You had the story, but you like, no, we ain't gonna do that. We finna just cut everything out of this movie and just make it the most simple Marvel movie ever. And
I don't think that was actually super duper necessary. Just like the way that the Monica and Captain Marvel thing wasn't necessary. It wasn't really a big deal. Like, they just threw that in there for filler. Here's a couple of lines.
Well, if you're gonna throw it in there, do it. Me, don't just throw. This is my point about disjointed. Why throw it in there if it's not important? Now it's disjointed. It's not.
I mean, it was there.
You're like, oh, I'm curious about this, and then you just skip over it.
I wasn't curious because at the end of the day, I knew it was unnecessary because like I said, Monica, why are you tripping in the first place? You got blipped,
but
right?
They introduced it. It's no problem. Darham, okay, the Annihilator ruined our country. And
matter of fact, okay, I was waiting because that is the problem I had with this movie. This antagonist, oh my God, I could not rock with Dharma. I couldn't rock with Dharma at all.
She Ronan the Destroyer, bro. She just a copycat.
I wasn't feeling nothing. I couldn't feel nothing about the acting, the motivation, none of it, bro. I wasn't feeling none of it.
They skipped all of it. That's why.
I couldn't, but no, I mean, they went through her motivation. They were like, I'm trying to say the planet, the Annihilator came through, bro. I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I'm just like, just no. Like, I don't feel threatened come from you. I don't feel anger come. Like, I'm supposed to see anger, but I don't feel no anger. I don't feel no threat. I don't feel no vibes or nothing. I'm just like, you just here. Like, you like one of the antagonists I'm gonna forget about by the time I walk out of the credits.
She copied and rolling this, bro.
I couldn't feel this antagonist. That drug the movie down. I'm like, okay, I got the three main characters, some acting, some fun, some laughs. And every time they go to one of her scenes, I was just like, oh, here we go again, man.
Bro, she literally just a copycat. She even got the dude's hammer. She wears the same clothes the dude wear. She's literally a copycat from the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
So and I would say let's pretend this. So like, my whole thing was when she came on there, it was more to me about just looking at her and admiring her beauty more than anything. But like once I knew what she wanted, okay. I'm wondering how you really standing up to Captain Marvel like this. I mean, the chick just lit the biggest candle that you possibly can light just within the last 20 seconds of the movie. But that is what it is. But all this could have been just y'all. Y'all needed a sun and y'all need to borrow some water. That's it.
See, when you keep saying stuff like that, like, oh, I realized it didn't matter, and then this don't matter. I'm like, does this move? So this just a movie that don't matter?
Like it just,
it's not supposed. It's not all movies have to matter. You can just have a movie.
I mean, it matters. It matters because of what happened at the end. But I'm just
that part.
Her whole thing. It didn't make me feel it. Like her whole trying to get cool with the Kree and like getting the Kree and just I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. Like after she destroyed some of the Kree in the other home world, everything else just lost me. I was like, okay, she caused some problems, caused some and destruction. Got you. After that, a little tussle on the water planet, and that I was like, what? Like just
by the way, spoiler one. She killed Captain Marvel's husband. Essentially, took all the water from the planet, and they never addressed it. They are dead now.
I wouldn't feel another. I was like, like even at the end, during her moment where Miss Marvel and then the rest of them were trying to stop her and trying to save her and try to help her, she's like, no, I'm gonna do. It's like matter of fact, the ending sequence, I don't understand. Her whole point was let me give the sun and everything to my planet, and she ends herself and blows open a hole in the dimension. Like, what sense does that make? I'm pretty sure that's not what she was trying to do. But just all of a sudden, I'm like, you could have left, went somewhere else, and you decided to just go balls to the wall. Like, what? No, like just oh my goodness, no. They lost me with it. They lost me with that part. But speaking of that sequence, like I said, it did lead to something great, something important.
By the way,
we'll give Nico Williams the honor of speaking about why I happen to have a picture of Hank McCoy in this lovely thing.
Monica Rambeau goes to so apparently that final place that she was going to was actually a different reality. I thought she was going to her home world. Our son was going to her home world. No, it's actually going to another reality. That reality happens to have Hank McCoy, Charles Xavier, at least we know, and at least we know the X-Men because the door. And then we saw, Monica's mom is her. Maybe this is a world where Monica didn't live.
Binary, I believe.
That's possible.
No, I believe it's her name. Her name is Binary.
Binary. Hello. Oh, okay. See that part I didn't know. What's up? And so not only did she wake up and see her mom, that was the first surprise. Now we know we're in another dimension, which and also is opening the door to be like Monica's never coming back at this point. But then,
100% coming back.
Oh, she coming back.
Okay, that's fair. But just me, I'm thinking she want to be with her mom. They might have that heartfelt, but I'm not here to predict that today.
She is.
I'm not here to predict that today.
Well, no.
What I am here to do is say, then they actually showed us CGI Hank McCoy, aka Beast. I was so shocked and surprised, and I was like, oh shit, here it goes. Disney getting in that bag. They heard y'all talking shit. Now Disney about to get in that bag and let y'all know, no, we ain't done yet. So that was a cool part. And then the fact that because the first thing I did was look at the credits after that. I said, okay, who is playing? We got Kelsey Grammer, Frazier himself, everybody playing the Hank McCoy. Interesting.
That's the one thing I can't really wrap my head around. Like Binary being like another version of her mom or something. Like they already established in that little scene. She was like, who are you? I'm not who you think I am. And that's when she was like, oh crap, like you're not my actual mother or whatever. So she snapped out of it at least, which I'm happy that I ain't got to think about that later on. It'd just be awkward that why you look like my mom, but whatever. So that'd be fine. I can't wrap my head around why they chose the X-Men, the Beast from X-Men 3. Because I'm just like, wasn't that version redone? Like that version was redone after Days of Future Past. So I'm like, why you choose Deadpool, X-Men 3?
It's gonna be for Deadpool. If you heard into the not spoilers, but like what the plot is, they find all the prime versions.
That still don't make sense though. Like it makes sense that you can link Deadpool to this because you can just have Wolverine just have her be a part of that universe. That's cool. But I'm just like, I don't see how you link them back. I'm just saying I don't know how you link them back to getting Monica back over.
Yeah.
Before Days of Future Past undoes that entire timeline.
According to Deadpool, the TVA is supposed to be looking for people to fight the Kings. So they're looking for prime versions of each character to fight them. So Deadpool is Deadpool finds Hugh Jackman, who finds probably this Hank Pym, who finds Monica, who probably somehow links back.
I'll take that. I mean, if they go get Deadpool and then they end up cherry picking Beast and cherry picking Monica out of that timeline, I'm not mad at that. That's actually make a lot of sense. I'll take that because I was so confused. But otherwise, this is easily top 3.
That's the only movie that come out.
Easily top 3. Post-credit scene. Easily top 3. I mean, just like yes. Like,
I give it top 3.
One easily top 3. Just having the X-Men finally confirmed, officially confirmed, it's wonderful. Finally confirmed. Like, thank God. So now we know, they're here in some form. Now it's just a matter of getting them all in the same timeline, and it's cool. But ultimately, my score for the movie, shout out to BMT. We ain't gonna hate on them. We love them. No, I give the movie an honest. I give it 6 out of 10. Like I said, it's not a horror movie. It's not a bad movie. It's a movie that you'll watch probably one time, give it one good one through, enjoy your laughs, enjoy the good times, and you get through it. It's not something that's going to necessarily put you to sleep or nothing like that. It's not bad. It's a solid movie. You can watch it, get through it once, enjoy it. And even shout out to, like my co-host even said, the fight scene, the very first fight scene where all 3 of them are switching around. I'm sorry, that's one of the best fight scenes in the entire MCU. That scene is wonderful. Where they're all fighting, getting through Miss Marvel's house, just throwing through the roof, all flipping and switching around everywhere. I'm sorry, that's one of the best fight scenes choreographed they've done in the entire MCU. That scene is wonderful. Yeah. So I'm cool. And then that hypes you up, and then we got weird moments like tentacle cats eating everybody. Like it's just the movie is a lot of hit and miss going in there, but the movie I think is solid. I don't think it's nowhere.
Watch Samuel L. Jackson personality change from movie to TV show.
Because it's not about him at this point. Nick Fury old. But I mean, and plus he had his own show. We don't need to worry about him. But I ain't worried about the Nick Fury. He just had his own show.
Just came on. He made this meeting for the Korean what's name, and he wasn't even mad that she ruined it. He made the meeting. If you look at Secret Invasion, he was just like,
he didn't really ruin it. Like, Darvin the one that ruined it. So I mean, there ain't really nothing you can do about that. Like, Darvin ruined it. Oh well, they saved some of the people and you keep it going. But like, I'm not really mad. The movie's not bad. It's not nowhere near the worst movie in Marvel. Some people.
No,
it's not the worst movie in Marvel. It's not.
Thor 2 is by far the worst.
The worst thing you can say, it's probably the worst movie of Phase 5, but Phase 5 has only had 3 movies, and to me, between this and Ant-Man, they both are like, so I'm not really mad at either one. Like this, they solid. You can get through them once. That's about it. Then Guardians of the Galaxy is a wonderful movie. So I mean, I'm cool with it. Like I said, it's fine. It's not a horror movie. They got a straight movie. It's short, which is good that it's short. If this movie's like 2.5 to 3 hours long, it'd be horrible. But it's good. It's quick. You can get through it in a good run through. You can even bring some people that's never seen any of the Marvel movies, and you can watch this straight out, and they will be fine with the plot. They would understand it. As long as they got a little bit of interest in space travel, they would not get lost at all. So it's fine. No real issues. Cool. But anybody got any final thoughts before we go to the next one?
Let's get off cool and talk about amazing.
All right. And since we were talking about, timelines, I did adhere to it a little earlier when I was telling you had one job. And then one job, shout out to Loki.
Cinema.
Season 2 has been completed. And, we might have some people up here saying that Loki Season 2 might be the best show of the MCU easily. I myself being one of them. I'm sorry. The entire run is good. The entire show is good. Like just the setup, everything. Shout out to
Monte, they answered your question. Monte, they answered you. You like, this doesn't make sense. He Who Remains answered all your questions.
It makes sense. Shout out to the Afro comic because he did help predict that He Who Remains did plan all this. See, the thing, that's a weird thing. He didn't necessarily plan everything. He just knew, like, look, if she ends me, this only end up you coming back here because you're not going to be able to succeed if I'm gone. So it's not like he planned it. Like he knew what would happen, but he didn't plan the alternative. Oh, that hurt.
Monte, it was so good. He like, how many times you did this? I said, oh my God.
He's like, bro, like it was going to end. No matter how you ended, it was going to end one way. Either you let me make it and you get rid of Sylvie, or you get rid of me and you're going to end up back here anyway because you're going to master time skipping because I gave it to you and just we're going to come back. So I said, shout out to the Afro Commie. He was hinging on He Who Remains, but I was also right in that He Who Remains coming back wouldn't solve the problem.
He made fun of Victor Timely. How do you enjoy
Did
Victor
you like
Timely?
him? Did you like the stuttering? I'm like, how you make fun of yourself? Wonderful, but just
Then Loki hit him back with him. He hit him back with that.
Loki
He hit him back with Loki said, "You think this is the first time we talked?" I said, "Oh, that shocked me. I thought he was
like that one hurt. Oh, Loki hurt. Loki hurt. Like I hope somehow Loki gets out of it. I hope somehow he does.
He looks so sad at the end, Monte.
I'm hoping Renslayer finds her way there and takes it off of his hands. But just Unico Williams, what you got to say on Loki season 2?
Oh man, I just want to say that this was definitely Tom Hiddleston or both, maybe at the same time. If they could walk on stage together and grab a trophy together, that would be awesome. Because man, I tell you, he kept on going back in the finale, and then as you both were alluding to, He Who Remains coming back and saying like everything that he said was just so incredibly amazing to me. Because when he showed up in the last 2 episodes of last season, I thought that was some of the most amazing acting I have ever seen from just from anybody out of Jonathan Majors. And then he comes back and he doubled down on him being an amazing actor. That was so good. And whoever wrote that sequence for Loki to say the eventual answer was to just go back to Kang, go back to He Who Remains, and do all that. Now, like Zell May said too, that was my favorite part where he's like, "So what you think about Timely?" That was so funny to me, and I was like, "Man, this dude really knew." It's like Inception, or I can't think of another movie right now, but I love a movie where you go back, maybe even Shutter Island, and you'll notice that Leonardo DiCaprio and Scorsese had a lot to do with these movies. But at the end of the day, I love a movie where it's like so convoluted, and at the end, it's always this big plot twist where somebody knew that it was all going to end up this way. This show is amazing. We found out that a lot of these episodes were just really a waste of time. It really was. Everything was a waste of time. Sylvie thinking she's living a life, being in a record store, working at McDonald's. Them trying to figure out we got OB trying to figure out all this stuff and trying to figure this out. You do get Timely, and then y'all trying to figure out how to build the plume, and then it's that y'all wasn't doing nothing this whole time. Y'all wasn't doing nothing for like 6 episodes of this season. And then it turns out that that's the man right there. That dude's the man. And it made me want to research a little bit more into this whole big, there's going to be a big battle. I'm just trying to make sure there's not a big battle. Maybe he wants there to be a big battle. I don't know at this point, because if you predicted everything up to this point where everything was destroyed, you predicted all that and knew that you would still be there when it's all said and done. What are your real plans? What are your real plans? And then we had the mention of the 616 adjacent variant. I caught on to that and I was like, oh, they talking about Ant-Man. That's the variant they got under control. Okay. But I'm telling you, Marvel's in their bag right now. We don't know which way they're going. And I would really, really, really suggest that people that are just so stuck up on the comic books just go along for the ride, because none of us saw any of this coming, from the Loki aspect of things all the way to the X-Men cameo, if you will, of the Marvels. Nobody saw any of this stuff coming. Let Disney cook.
All I would say is that they got me at the end, because I really thought Loki was just going to off Sylvie. I actually thought he was going to do it. I thought he was just going to go ahead and just offer and be done with it. And he still wouldn't do it. So he's like, you know what? I'm just going to put it all in their hands and let them make the decisions. And I'm just going to hold the time strands together, which is an amazing feat in and of itself, that he just decided, I'm just going to hold them together myself. Because I don't know if he can just infinitely do that for all the time. Because as far as I know, the timelines are still branching, unless like I have it misconfused. I mean,
No, they die off. It's like the tree from they use the tree from Jotunheim, the ancient guy when the branch of the tree of life die and it ends, the timeline ends. He just, instead of branching off, he just keeping them together like a tree. So, but even though sometimes one comes back after that.
But he did let the loom, he basically destroyed the loom so that all the branches would die off. But instead of letting them die off, he's basically giving them life based off his own.
Yeah. So now he has
they
to hold
basically got a time limit because Loki can't do that infinitely. He can't just keep all.
There's no time in the TVA.
I mean, but he's outside of time right now. But he can't. His life is going to end eventually, right? Like he can't just infinitely extend the timelines with his own life because he's just going to run out. Like I know he is a god, but we've seen gods are mortal in some ways. Like he can't just infinitely keep these timelines alive forever. Like he can't.
Odin did die from Thor, so Odin did die, but it took a long time. So maybe you got a long time, but thousands of years.
How telling how many branches there are at that point, because he went basically before the loom exploded, was overloaded anyway. So there's no telling how many of those branches that there are that he has to be constantly keeping alive. Like it's a lot. Like it's only so much I think Loki can handle. So I mean, I still think
it's the Yggdrasil tree. Yggdrasil, that's what they call it. Yggdrasil tree.
Yeah, the tree of life. I mean, it's still something that they're gonna have to do. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna want to just leave him there, forever and a doggone day. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna want to do this. Like I know they don't have a choice right now. They don't have a.
What if they pull that? Is his choice card? He just want to sit there forever.
He can't do it forever. I mean, I don't think he do it forever. Like, Tom
Hiddleston, it's like he was done with. He said 14 years, I'm done.
He said, so they got 14 years?
No, he said he been in Marvel for 14 years. He done. He retired now.
Oh, well, that's probably the end of Loki.
That's what he said. Now, they laugh. But.
I mean, like, other than that, unless he comes back for a cameo when they finally release him, he might finally just pass away or something. But just, what a way to go. What a way to go. Like, I think, I will say.
how you beat Robert Downey Jr.'s in? Like, yo, listen. Robert Downey said, I sacrificed my life. No, I'll give my whole life so everyone can exist.
Like, he's like, bro, I'm not letting nobody go, bro. That's the crazy thing. Like, these people are going out of some blazes of glory. Like, this, I think Loki is.
Episode 5. Think about episode 5. What was his thing in episode 5? I don't want to be alone. And then in episode 6, he complete that hurt, dog. I don't want to lose my friends. I don't want to be alone.
No, I'm not gonna lose anybody. I'm just gonna take this because that's what he was talking about with Mobius. That talk with Mobius they
at the beginning
had right before he went ahead and made it. That talk with Mobius was serious. That talk was it. Well, he was just literally like, it ain't like it's just about which burden you choose to bear. There is no glory. There is no reward. It's just which burden do you choose to bear, man. I said, man, you got me. That pass with him and Renslayer, him not even be able to prune that 8-year-old kid. I'm sorry. He's just like, bro, it's just about which burden you choose to bear. There ain't no reward. Ain't no happiness. It's just which one you want. And he's like, he took the biggest burden of all of them. He's like, bro, like I said, shout out to the Afro Commie. He did see that coming back around that Loki decided not necessarily to take the throne, but I'm going to stitch it all together myself. And I'm just going to hold it. And I'll just be the thing to bind it all together. I'll be the loom. How about that? I will be the loom until I can't be anymore. So I think Loki by far is
Loki. Bravo, Loki.
It's the best show by far in the MCU from beginning to end. It's just the best show to me. Best show, best characters. At least when it comes to like characters, like how they actually are in the show, not just like popularity wise. But just I think it's the best characters development, except for Sylvie. I have her on here for a reason. I still don't like Sylvie in season 2, but it is what it is.
She was so selfish, even at the end. She was
I don't
like, hey,
season 2. I just don't.
She basically led him to do this, and like, hey, now I can live my life at McDonald's.
Like all of this for a Big Mac, bro, every other day. I can't, bro. Like, just no.
Now she work at McDonald's because she like, Loki, go out there and save us. Now he giving us a chance.
All this for a Big Mac at McDonald's, bro. I can't do it. Bro. I can't do it. But anyway, but that's enough of that. That is enough of that because these weren't the only things that were shown off. They weren't the only things shown off. Netflix was like, we will not be forgotten this week.
Ooh,
we will not be forgotten.
Let's get into it.
So they decided to drop a couple of wonderful trailers. Well, wonderful is a strong word. A couple of trailers live action trailers, some sneak peeks at a couple of upcoming shows. First one being Ang Aang the Avatar. Yes, we have seen our first actual moving glimpses of not only Aang, but a few of them actually. We have some pictures of, our boy Sokka, Aang, Zuko, Katara. Have a few people. So it's just, we have our actors, and if you want like a full listing, at least the ones that I was able to find, I have a few people. We have Aang, you have Katara, Sokka, Suki. You have quite a few number of people that are removed there. Zuko at the bottom, Uncle Iroh at the bottom, and some other actors on top of that. We even have Azula, we have Ozai, we have Zhao, General Zhao, Grand Grand, Monk Gyatso, and even Kyoshi. We have our actors. We have the live action Avatar, The Last Airbender. We have our first trailer. We have our sneak peek. We have the opposite of M. Night Shyamalan's version. Zale, what do you think?
It looked interesting. It looked like I actually want to watch it compared to the other one. I still don't know if it's gonna be good, but I'm more willing to give it a chance after the trailer, the first peek. I'm more willing to give it a chance. It looked way better than the other one, which my expectations is low, so it's not it's not hard to impress it. So I'm hoping it's good though. I like Avatar. The little kid looked good in the teaser.
I think for me, it fits him more. It does fit. It does fit like the idea of Aang more. It does fit that. It does fit that. What's good? It does fit that to me. Like for some reason, my mind has the idea of young Aang actually, instead of just him being more like the almost like old guy monk Aang from M. Night Shyamalan version. I have like an actual young looking Aang that really fits the part of Aang, as a small boy coming out of nowhere. Katara was fine. She fit her part relatively looking for me. Sokka looked like he aged up a little bit though. That's what's funny. Sokka looked like he aged up a little bit. It's like, hey, yo, Sokka, hold up, man. Like you finna be pulling like a bug a little earlier than normal, man. So, he got me a little bit. So I'm good. I'm good on Sokka. Like I don't really have much of a problem with any of the actors as far as I can see. Like I saw Azula. Azula gave me a little bit of a pause. I don't know if not the actual actor, but like how they portrayed her. I'm gonna have to see if she's gonna actually like fit that part a little bit better, fit the anger. But outside of that, everything seemed pretty solid. It looked like they're gonna cover, I would say, most of book one, at least from what I was able to tell. It might have had some parts for later parts, but most of all I saw was like everything from book one with General Zhao, Zuko with his, his ponytail. Everything was still mostly there. They didn't show a lot of like fighting scenes or anything, but we saw a little bit of bending. Everything seems okay. I don't have anything to really like have a major issue with as a based first trailer, so that's a good thing to look forward to. So far so good. We can't say that about another one, but so far so good. So we're good with that. Nico Williams, your thoughts?
It's getting a chance for me. It's getting a chance. If I'm not mistaken, back in the day, I think I went to see the original live action Avatar at the actual movies. That was back in my Henny God days, so I may not remember if I went to go see it or not.
It's a Midnight Shyamalan movie. You don't remember? It's just a long movie with a drawn out plot that
I think it went to it went all the way up to Avatar state for the first time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he did something with the boats and a wave of water. I believe he did something to the Navy or something, or to the Fire Nation ships or something. I think that's how far up that one went. But
I think I did remember seeing the arrow actually glow up a bit. I just didn't see the glowing eyes, but the arrow did glow up a bit.
And then for this one, if we got Kyoshi warriors, we're going to the Earth Kingdom. That'll be interesting. I think I saw that in I believe in the trailer. The Earth Kingdom and how they set that up, CGI, all CGI like. That's going to be massive. I bet that was a hard undertaking to create the Earth Kingdom. But I'm super excited to watch it. It looks better than the big production movie already. and this is just a Netflix kind of thing. So I'm here for it. We password sharing. I don't know how they're gonna make no money off of this, but good for them. Good for them. It looks good. I'm giving it a chance.
I mean, they've had what 10 years? No, about 13 years of.
Is that how long it's been?
Yeah,
2010.
2010. So they've had they actually started production, probably before, of course, today. So we'll say they've had
so that would have been like 2006. They might have started production or something.
So they've had a number of years of advancement in some CGI. Seeing the mistakes of the M. Night Shyamalan one, not calling him Ong for first and foremost, hopefully. A nice diverse cast of people. So I think we're gonna be pretty good so far. So far, so good. I don't see anything necessarily wrong. So, and everybody, if you like the content, make sure to do us a favor, subscribe to not only the Make It Make Sense, the podcast YouTube channel, but of course to the Blurred Cartel, to over our 99 media, UnicoWilliams.com. If you like what you see, make sure look for this logo, give us a shout out, give us a like, a subscription. Of course, we are all everywhere: Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Make sure you go ahead and give a like, follow us, give us some love. We appreciate you. And I have to get that out of the way because everybody, we have to have a conversation about another particular Netflix trailer they decided to drop.
Watch your mouth.
I need to have a conversation with.
Watch your mouth.
This was a good idea. I need to have a conversation.
Look at that red hair, boy. That is that
some
good.
of the creative developments that I have seen in this trailer. I'm sorry.
Okay, go off.
I can't, bro. I can't. I originally, you can go back and look at the previous lives. I specifically said, as long as they don't go past the 4 Saint Beasts, they had a legit shot at it being fine. Somebody tell me why I saw Taguro. And I just said, you know what? This is just not going to end well. And it was worse than I could have imagined. I'm seeing Yusuke, Kurama, Hiei jumping Taguro. Why? Why am I seeing him jump Taguro? I'm seeing a good indication. I know it's up from one trail, so I don't exactly know, but a good indication that they're basically going to skip the part where Yusuke is dead. Right? Everything that happened where Yusuke did those events, it's almost like they skipped that because it's just like, Yusuke, you got taken out. Okay, it looked nice. We're going to take you on this boat. No, you're going to become alive and go be our spirit detective. So we're just not going to go down the whole spirit beast, golden egg, flame in the house, Keiko getting saved. We're not going to go through none of that. Oh, okay, cool. We're just going to skip that part. All right, bet. We're just going to skip that. Okay, cool. So we're skipping parts already. We're going all the way to the second to last, third to last arc of the show. Taguro, why is Taguro here? Why is Taguro here? He should not be here. Now, granted, Taguro looked cool. They did not show him swole up. They just showed him regularly in the trench coat with his brother on his shoulder. It looked okay. I don't have a problem with it. Taguro should not be here. It should not be here. Oh my gosh. Why does Kuwabara have an electric sword? Why is it just not orange like normal? Why is it electric? Why is it like he charging the Kamehameha wave in the trailer? Why is Hiei cutting cars? Hiei does not need to cut a car. You're giving me stuff that I did not ask for, nor do I need. What are you doing to me? Oh my gosh. I'm so heartbroken at what I saw. Even having Botan here, even that just, oh boy, this is, oh no. Oh no. My
we are
worst
soliciting the prayer warriors right now.
My worst fears come to pass, man. Just,
I hate
Grandpa,
the way this vibe move.
Grandpa, take it from me. I just go ahead.
I didn't mind the spirit gun, but a lot of some of the other stuff I saw, I did not like. I'm sorry, old boy don't look right to me. His vine don't look right. I don't like it. It's too CGI.
You talking about Kurama?
Rose
whip. Picky though, but I'm it's notice. It's too obvious though. It looked like it don't belong. And then, like you said, he got an electric sword instead of an orange sword. It should be I'm why? I get it might be easier to do or something. I don't know. Hopefully we see more. And I'm sorry. Oh boy, don't look right and then throw me off. He one of my favorite characters because I'm assuming he going white demon form, and I don't trust you if you can't make the vine right. If he go to his fox form.
There's no way they're supposed to make
So
it that far. I'm sorry. I do not see Netflix dropping instantly like 50, 55 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't see that. I see them dropping 10 to 20, and that is just not enough time to cover everything. Like they're already giving vibes. I'm not saying confirmed. They're already giving vibes that they're gonna cut out the entire part where Yusuke was in limbo. They're already showing vibes. They're just cutting out that entire part and just telling Koenma, hey, you finna go up and just become our spirit detective. What? Like, so we're just gonna get rid of all of that, which is a good. That means, bro, if I don't get, I'm tell you right now, if I don't get the cool bar scene where he is going crazy because Yusuke is gone, and that scene where he's sitting up there crying and fighting to get to this man, if I do not get that scene off a rip, we already got a problem. And they look like they're gonna skip a bunch already from just that first half. Oh my god.
It looks like it's gonna be, I died. Then he on that little boat to the thing, and then she meets her, and then he's like, oh, you're gonna be a spirit detective. I'm like, what?
Like, how's he going? Like, are they even gonna have him come back alive with the whole Keiko thing before 12 o'clock? Like they just the whole cool where he takes over Cool Bar's body, defending Keiko and fighting up people. They ain't even gonna do that. Like, oh my gosh, you gonna get rid of a good chunk of the character development of Yusuke and Cool Bar before the show even starts. Like, oh my gosh. Just you need to know what you got to say, man.
So this is where I'm at. What I want to see. I'm definitely interested in seeing that how cool they can make EA look. I mean, because from what I seen in the trailer, he did do some pretty cool looking stuff. Looks like Yusuke is gonna do what he does. He's a brawler, so he's just gonna have super power punches and a spirit gun. That's fine. That's cool. But I'm interested to see how they're going to use Mr. Rose Whip and EA. I'm excited to see how that works, and to see what they do. Now, as far as a continuity aspect and what's going on, I do also have a problem because somebody is in that trailer that doesn't appear until the Dark Tournament, which is Bowie. Bowie was the guy that had the helmet on and the big old hammer.
Oh my god.
He was in the trailer. So if there's not going to be a Dark Tournament, what are we doing here? Why are you here? And that's why I say you're 100% right by saying let's go to the Saint Beast and call it a season 1. And then let's go to the drawing board when it comes to getting to the Dark Tournament. You have plenty of source material, but there's no need to be using it all willy-nilly, because if we're going to go to that space where we're pulling out people from the Dark Tournament, we need to who was Yusuke's first person he fought, the little Irish kid?
The first person he fought? You talking about like after
in the Dark Tournament?
Dark Tournament, that was Chu.
Well,
yeah, Chu.
Yeah, Chu versus Yusuke. Yep. He had just woke up with his new powers. Like, those are fights that we're interested in seeing, but only at the Dark Tournament. Are they afraid of the Dark Tournament? Is that why they got them jumping to Guro? Because if anybody jumped to Guro, it was Yusuke and Kuwabara.
It was a setup. It was a setup for Taguro to lose for money purposes, and then he came back and said, "You're getting in this tournament, or I'm wiping everybody." It was not those three. Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's why I'm at
here, bro. Why is Karasu in it? Why is he in this show? They should not be here.
Yeah, there are people that if it's not the Dark Tournament, don't say we picking up Yu Yu Hakusho and you not prepared to pull off the Dark Tournament, the greatest tournament of all time. If you scared, just say that. Because I would feel a lot of pressure if they told me I need to recreate the Dark Tournament live action. I would feel so afraid to do that. That's a huge undertaking, because every fan, not just anime fans, but there's people that's just strictly Yu Yu Hakusho fans. Some people just know Yusuke Urameshi, and that's Dark Tournament is the best of tournaments of all time. I'm sorry. Y'all scared? Just say that. Don't just throw them characters in there and have them fight in the parking garage and call and say, "Oh, we saved the world." No. We need the stakes. We need the Dark Tournament. Sorry, I'm not going for it. So who is this at the? So this is a mirrored version. This is Karasu. Who is that to the right of Taguro? Is that his little brother, or is that the guy who bets on people? In the mirror version at the bottom. So Karasu,
Sakio, the person who was sponsoring Taguro.
Sakio. Okay, that's who. That's it. I just couldn't see because of the thing down there, the face. Okay.
I'm not happy. Like now, to be fair, I can't seem to find. So they might not have announced or told how many episodes they're doing in this opening season or this opening adaptation stick. I don't see how many episodes. So if it's not like 50 something, Taguro should not be here. And even if it's not like, and let's just go on a limb and say they're doing like One Piece. Let's say they're doing like One Piece with an hour-long episode and 10 episodes. So that should cover roughly 30 episodes. 30 episodes does not get you to where Taguro should be here. Especially not Taguro. Like, even if you want to have Taguro just show up at the end, fine. Taguro, Karasu, and Bui should not be here. Bui and Karasu weren't even seen to the Dark Tournament. And that Kurama, Hiei, and Yusuke did not jump.
Listen, my biggest problem with what worries me is that once trailer just showcase a bunch of characters they think you're interested in, that means they just did stuff they think people gonna like, and they didn't really care to think about it, and they just like they're trying to get a quick cash grab, which worries me. Like even if you had like y'all said, if he was in the movie if he came at the end of the show and everybody be fine with it, you wouldn't show it in the trailer. You do it. You only you show them in the trailer, and you show everybody the Dark Tournament in the trailers because you want people to look at it because you really just did a cash grab and you don't really care about the material.
No baby Koenma either. No baby Koenma. We're just straight up out the gate adult Koenma.
Baby Koenma was hilarious. And Koenma as a full-grown adult wasn't even shown for a few seasons. I'm sorry, Baby Koenma is hilarious anyway. Like it's just like it's like they're skipping a lot. And if you skip that much, how are you gonna show the progression of Yusuke to even get strong enough to fight Taguro? Right? He should not fight. They should not.
Are we doing based? Are we saying this this is an adaptation based on an anime? Are we pulling that card?
It is. I mean, Yu Yu Hakusho is an anime, whether it's based on an anime or the manga. It's a live action adaptation of that show. And
I wouldn't say based on. That's what I'm going. Are they pulling the based on?
Yes, it's based on the show.
So they're not saying this is a full adaptation. This is based on.
Like it's on the show. Like there's no. It's based on Yu Yu Hakusho. It is Yu Yu Hakusho. It's not like it is Yu Yu. Like
it's Yu Yu, but they're saying it's based on. They're saying we're not. That gives them wiggle room to not make it exactly like.
No, it's based.
You're not going. You're not going.
Basing it on that source material, but there's no way they're gonna get around and be like, "Oh, this is Yu Yu Hakusho." No, this is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Mate, what if they make the tournament like a street fight instead of a real tournament, and they just do a street fight tournament?
I don't think they're gonna make it that far, bro. Like for some reason, I feel like
they're not going there.
A few arcs. Like I'm sorry, I feel like they're gonna skip a few arcs. But to me, like even if we give it like the One Piece treatment and say like, okay, they're going hour-long episodes, 10 of them. That's roughly what 30 episodes you can say. If you do 30 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho, they don't make it to Taguro. It shouldn't make it that far. Not without skipping 2 arcs almost, because you'd be skipping the 4 Saint Beasts, you'd be skipping Genkai's tournament, and then you have enough of just Hiei and their adventures when you first meeting Hiei, Kurama, and just Koenma and all of everybody in the beginning. And then even the episodes where Yusuke is in limbo and having to do his trial. They're going to skip something if you putting Taguro. And it's like I say, it's not if Taguro just appeared or something like that. Fine. They showed them fighting Taguro. That is a problem. They do not fight Taguro within the first 30 episodes. It's not how that works. This is looking like it's going to be like a Death Note adaptation or like a Cowboy Bebop. And I'm like, look, don't do this. Do not give this the Cowboy Bebop Death Note treatment, or it will be a problem. Like, do not do this. You come on, Netflix. Like, y'all should have learned from your mistakes. Don't ruin another one.
And they got social media too, so they know what they know what the fans are saying. So like for them to continue, maybe they just trying to just put these out and then say, I'm just looking on the bright side, I guess. I'm trying to be positive here in my new life of infidelity.
Girl, boy, and cars should not be there, bro. Like, they shouldn't be there. Like they should not be there. And shout out to Zale, you wouldn't show them in the trailer unless you had even more of them doing other stuff. So it's just like they should not be here.
This is equivalent to a live action. Them announcing a live action Dragon Ball Z, and then they show Boo in the trailer. Why? Why is Boo in the trailer? Why? You just came out with this. You just why? What are you doing? Why is Boo here?
And then like Frieza and them fighting Boo together with Cell, and they're like, "What the fuck they doing here? They don't fight together."
What? This is not Xenoverse. Why are they? Why?
Like I can't do it, bro. I'm sorry. I can't do this, bro. I can't do this. Like
I'm excited.
Episode 30 of Yu Yu Hakusho stops at Hiei using the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. That is episode 30 of Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's Dark Tournament.
Yes, that's Dark Tournament, which is surprising to me, but that's episode 30. I don't see them pulling that far in live action adaptation without skipping. Oh boy.
We know he's going to train with Genkai, so we got that.
I feel like this is going to be I feel like this is about to be some mess. I'm just gonna say I feel like it's gonna be some mess. Just that one scene of Toguro fighting Kurama and Hiei, that one scene is already ruined me because I'm just like, okay, that means y'all have changed stuff. And the one thing I just never seem to understand, I would love anybody to explain this to me. I never seem to understood why when companies decide to do live action anime, do they change something when you know it worked? I don't quite understand. If you know something is a guaranteed success the way that it was written originally, why would you go against that to change something that is already good? Like,
what you mean? It worked for Dragon Ball Evolution? It worked for Dragon Ball Evolution?
And that is the worst adaptation in history. Like, you would think that after years of seeing people crap on that movie, that you would learn from the mistake and be like, okay, if something is a success, let's not fix what isn't broken. Let's just, go along with what's there and just make a quick buck. If you're going to make a quick buck, it's easier to go along with what's there than try to change it and ruin it.
But then you see all your favorite characters, so you want to watch it.
Not like this.
Not like this, man. What is it? Not like this, man. Not like this.
I'm telling you.
It's like putting Frieza
Cell. You're going to hate it when Kurama going to be in the movie and be like, oh, I don't do Yoko anymore. I'm Kurama now. I don't do Yoko anymore. He's just not going to transform. He's going to go with, that's going to be a happy moment for anybody here. They don't see Yoko Kurama. Okay, that's going to be one. Or he is going to be like Dragon of the Darkness Flame, and that mug's going to be green. It's going to look like a ghost from Scooby-Doo coming out of his hand. They're going to be happy with that one. Like, come on now. Like, no, like, you don't change what works. You just don't. Like, I don't understand, like, why when you make an adaptation of something live action, would you change what is already successful? I don't get that. But I just don't.
There are questions that are warranted an answer. So we'll watch it. We're gonna watch it, y'all. We're gonna watch it.
And I will be greatly prepared to crap on that entire series.
You can just watch Wheel of Time and be.
I'm hoping
George is whooping on me.
If it is
you
as
can
bad
watch
as
Wheel of Time,
I will be ready.
Go watch a good show. Watch Loki again.
Loki won't help me. Not with one of my favorite anime of all time. Like, no.
I'm gonna, when it starts getting in the slow season, I'm gonna start watching one of my favorite series, which is NBA and NFL. That's I don't ever fail.
Y'all remember we do have other live action adaptations coming out. No, there are there are others. So just
that February 14th drop is what's very intriguing to me.
Yeah, that Avatar one. They keeping that one a little further away because they know this Yu one. They might need a little bit of time for that.
The 4th. This comes out on the 14th of next month, y'all.
Yep. You have a month to prepare our.
By the way, there's only one Marvel movie next year, and that's Deadpool.
Yep.
No, there's a Captain America 4 is coming out on the 14th.
No, that's on
February 14th.
2025. They backed it up.
Yeah, all those
it
have
was
been
an
backed up.
SSA.
Deadpool comes out around
It's the only movie.
July, and then all the
Yeah,
rest
it's the
of
only
them
movie
15
coming out next
months.
year. They all moved to 2025 because they like, yo, somebody. They said they did a scouting of it, and everybody like, this movie sucks.
I just saw the schedule for all the next year for all the superhero movies. And Superman's coming
no,
out.
Oh, well, Superman, that's something separate. We ain't worry about DC.
Thunderbolts is coming out.
That's all. That's 222. That's 225. All of them 225.
Push back.
They all 225 because they just came back from this thing, the strike. So they all.
Oh, that's right. I did see Tariq and them in the courtroom or in the conference room or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so everything got pushed. So all the movies you mentioned got moved to 2025, and the only one that coming out next year is Deadpool.
So 2024 is going to suck because they're going to have writer's strike.
Deadpool got to carry, dog. Deadpool carry.
You have DC. Don't worry. You will have DC to
you got Echo coming out soon, so
give you hope in the ring. But to anybody wondering what Grandpa is talking about, this is the updated schedule for the majority of the Marvel movies as we've seen. Deadpool 3 has been moved to the middle of the year.
After Fantastic Four.
Captain America is now in February, followed by the Fantastic Four, the Thunderbolts, and Blade. So at least 2025 will have 4 movies, but next year it seems that we will only have 1. If you're wondering,
it was Madam Web comes out February 14th.
Okay, so that's Sony. So we got some other
that's Sony. So
we'll say next year you will have an abundance of superhero movies, not just from Marvel. We'll go with that. Otherwise, this will be our show. You have a month. All us UU fans, we have a month to get our pitchforks and bonfires ready for sacrifices, and they need to be made. And otherwise, it's been another episode of Making Make Sense.
Make a wish on your birthday.
My wish is that Yu Hakusho will keep his former glory, and this won't be an abomination. But I don't know if I can waste my wish on that because it might be too late. Where can they find you entering the lottery at?
Happy birthday, Monray. We entered the lottery on his birthday. We wish him 11/11 and happy birthday. Shout out to also Tao and Josh Cole. Birthday today. Shout out to J. Cole.
Yes, sir.
So I didn't even know y'all had the same birthday, even though I say happy birthday y'all every year at the same day. I'm like, they birthday the same day. I do this every year.
Well, you literally known them.
I'll be that news.
It's like you literally known them for 12 years.
No, it's been 14. I've been on them for 14 years.
Yeah.
And I tell them happy birthday the same day every year, and I'll be forget. And I'm like, oh, y'all birthday the same day. But I'll be that news over on 99 Media. Shout out to my peoples, GGC Mafia, putting it in your face.
Speaking of in your face, we do have the one and only Unico Williams, Mr. Slider Man himself. Where can they find you?
Unico_Williams is where you can find me on most social media. Anywhere that I'm the only person in the world named Unico Williams. Surprisingly enough, don't let Google put y'all on the Pharrell because they keep on trying to put his clothing brand as my name, which is Uniqlo, which is QLO. No, that's not. Even though I don't mind being associated with Pharrell, he's one of my heroes. But Unico_Williams. Make sure you follow me there and keep on supporting me on my path of sobriety and infidelity.
Glad hopefully Unico Williams will grow up to be a good person eventually in the very near future. Otherwise, we're gonna have to go to our Lord Loki and change up a couple of things in his timeline, because he might be a variant. Otherwise, I am.
I must tell you, somebody said before we go, somebody said somehow Loki decided to keep the Morbius time. He's gonna let that go.
That's the sacred timeline. That makes sense. How's that funny?
That's not the sacred timeline. That's in a whole different timeline. They even mentioned that Morbius in another timeline.
Morbius is a variant, so he can't be from theirs. I don't believe.
Yeah,
because they're all variant things, so they were all pulled from different timelines. So Otherwise, this is the birthday boy, Monray Hudson. I appreciate everybody for watching, joining another episode of Make It Make Sense. Make sure y'all do the wonderful thing. Give me a present. Subscribe to Make It Make Sense, the podcast YouTube channel. And of course, for Twitch, Monray Hudson. And of course, everywhere you're watching, subscribe, follow, give a like. To Unico Williams, Zale, birthday boy, Monray Hudson, Of course, AfroCommie765, the Blur Cartel, Overall 99 Media. We are all here. Make sure y'all do the wonderful thing. Subscribe. Appreciate y'all for watching. Peace. Enjoy your evening.
Afro Commie